the contribution of tourism sector is also very significant to the GDP. It contributes to 3 to 6% to the GDP in its own sector. Hello everyone. The topic for the day is impact of COVID on tourism sector. So starting with a brief definition of tourism, tourism basically refers to the movement of people from one place to another for the purpose of recreation or purposeful orientation. There are many types of tourism which are followed all around the world. To name a few: education tourism, medical tourism, pilgrim tourism, etc. Now talking specifically about tourism industry in India. Tourism industry is one of the most booming industry and sector of India in the last 2 decades. We have seen the significant rise of the tourists coming from all over the world to visit India and see the most significant monuments we have. According to the report which has been published in the year 2019 in the World Tourism Center, that about 200 million people have visited India from the year 2018 to 2019. So that shows that our tourism sector is one of the most booming industry. Now moving ahead with the importance that why tourism sector is important. The main thing is it creates a lot of job opportunities for India. It constitutes around 15 to 20 workforce of India and provides employment for them. It includes both skilled labor and unskilled labor as well. Now second thing is the contribution of tourism sector is also very significant to the GDP. It contributes to 3 to 6% to the GDP in its own sector. The major areas from where it tourism is starting from hospitality sector, then you have tickets which are sold around the monuments, and again the employment generation programs which are conducted many of the hospitality giants. Now if we talk about the present context, and the topic also tells there is one of the poor condition and poor performing sector is tourism because of the COVID-19. It has been the worst sector which has been hit. In the month of May, we have lost around 15 million jobs, and around 2 to 5 million are only from the tourism sector and belongs to hospitality sector. And there is not only hospitality sector which is losing out jobs, which are allied sector there also, such as handicraft industries, then tourist guides, then logistics department, transportation. These also are losing out jobs. Now moving forward, let's talk about the challenges which we have in our tourism sector. The first challenge which I see is poor connectivity which we have. There is lack of infrastructure which doesn't allow a traveler to move from one place to another very conveniently. For example, if I go to northeastern part from North India, it is very difficult because there are very few connecting flights, train or the road linkages that I have. Second one, people generally face the language barrier when they go to one state to another, and they feel that there are rising safety concern also. So I believe that these are the areas on which we can work upon to enhance our tourism sector and the contribution of it to the overall GDP. Now coming to some of the suggestions in this particular context and considering coronavirus into picture, I believe that there must be a system of slots which should be given to the tourist, that about 100 of the tourists can visit at a particular period of time. Suppose we can make a slot booking of around 1 week, and 100 tourists can go to a state called Himachal Pradesh for the recreational purposes. So this will help the state to monitor the number of people coming, kind of people coming, and the infections which may grow into the particular state. Second, many of these states have already implemented the program of mandatory carrying the COVID-19 first dose vaccination certificate, which shows that the government is also raising its concern towards the growing number of cases. However, this can be made more stricter by allowing people who have both of them, like both of the doses. Third one, we need to provide a stimulus which should be only dedicated to the hospitality sector and the allied sector, such as a small handicraft industry which are allied to tourism sector, then the guides, the local people who are working on day-to-day basis. So for them, there must be a stimulus which should be provided by the government of India. By following these measures, I believe that we can rejuvenate our tourism sector and make it fulfilling, and the contribution from 4 to 5% can be given to 9 to 10% in the coming decade. So that's it. Thank you.